Uh, Good afternoon. Good morning. Patrick here, Have to Will View. I am doing a little promo, and I also am doing I might be doing a new list. I did a list for my top 15 films for 2021, but unfortunately, um, YouTube ate it in half. I got cut off during, I think my fifth movie. So yeah. So I was up working on a couple of things. Our interview with Mike Ferguson and okay. I don't know. There we go. Um, yeah, I wanted to just do my top 15 real quick. Read it off. I did it before on a video, but like I said, it got eaten in half. So I thought I'd go ahead and do it now and crank it out. And I don't know why this keeps showing up here. That's really annoying. Um, hey, Anthony, how are you? That's awesome, man. You're catching up. You're catching me. So here's how it works. The top 15 list is still up on it's up there for a minute, but I'm going to be taking it down as soon as I do this. So it works for my top 15 or top 20 or whatnot. It's top 15 this year because I only watched 120 films. That's not very much at all, is it? So I did a bottom 10, and now I'm doing a top 15. Now I do mine differently. I do mine based on the movies that I have seen that I have not watched. So that doesn't mean that I review everything that was released this year. There are movies that I have in my collection, but I have not watched from this year. But there are some movies that I watched this year that I have not watched before. So I'm going to be doing the top 15 that I watched in 2021. We'll start from number 15 and work our way down. Um, I guess I can do this. Let me bring the beta database page on here just in case I want to expound on this a little bit, because I probably will. All right, so the first film we'll be talking about today, number 15, is She Who Must Burn. Um, this came out in 2015, and it's a really powerful film. I saw this film about midway through the point. I got it from the family video and didn't know anything about it except it had Jewel Straight in it from Serenity and Firefly. So I was good enough for me. So I picked that up and I ended up watching it, and it's a very intense film. Now, I mentioned before that I have seen the ending, I've seen the ending to Saint Maud. Everybody knows that's a big movie out. It has an ending that everybody was talking about. And the reason I mentioned Saint Maud is because this movie has a similar type of ending, but it's more intense. It's really more intense. It's a woman she's a social worker, and for some reason she is targeted as a witch by the leading family in town, and they harass her and terrorize her and her husband, and push her toward a no way out situation. Um, it's an intense film. I liked it. I really did. I thought it was strong. It's the one that will stay with you for a long time. I thought the acting was really good. Um, and I highly recommend it. This is not an easy movie to watch. Just be warned. Next up, we have The Wind, number 14, The Wind, Demon of the Prairie. This is a movie that was brought. I had this movie in my collection, but this is a movie that Night for Night Watch brought to the table for IFC Midnight Nights. He picked The Wind for us to cover in the show, and I'm really glad he did. Uh, the Wind is a really strong movie. Um, it's one that will have you watching it again a couple of times, if not more, because I think this is the type of movie that you're always going to see something slightly different every time you watch it. Um, I mean, I know it did for us. Knight, myself, Coriander, and Ben, we all watched the same movie, but we all got slightly different perspectives on it, which is really interesting considering that we just watched the same damn movie. Uh, but it's a strong movie. It's a western. It's a very, it's a slow burn, but it's a very it's centered in one location basically, just between two houses, small cast, and it is a mystery, and you have to solve it if you can. Um, I really like this quite a bit, and I thought I knew would remind me of Centennial, and it did during the famous dust or the infamous dust storms, where it would be so quiet on the Oklahoma prairie, Nebraska prairie, or whatnot. It would be just full of dust. It'd be so quiet. The only thing you could hear was the wind, and it used to drive people crazy. All they heard was just the wind. Um, so that is number 14, The Wind. Number 13 is a movie I could not tell you when I first got this movie to watch it. I remember that I'd never seen it before, but it was such a long time ago. You're talking like 40 years ago. So I don't remember it at all. I got a copy of it, and we watched it. Actually, we did this. We covered this movie on the Night Watch Zone too. Hey, Casey, how are you? I'm just doing my top 15. I got chopped in half on my video, so I thought I'd just do a live stream for it. Uh, yeah, it got chopped in half. I was looking at it, and it just got eaten in half. So I didn't think anyway still be up. So I thought I'd sneak this in real quick. So number 13 on the list is Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Um, oh, hey, Hobbs. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow was my 13th best film that I watched this year. I really, really enjoyed this movie a lot. This is the very first Scarecrow movie made in for America. Um, Probably in the whole genre. This is the movie that started the whole Scarecrow genre, and it's very well done. It's a movie cast. Came out in 1979, but it started a cast that you would see at the time more in movies than you would see on a TV, the made-for-TV movie. Charles Durning, Lane Smith, um, uh, just Larry Drake was in it. There's a lot of stars that were in it that, like I said, you just wouldn't expect to see in a TV movie, and it has a wonderful performance by Charles Durning, one of his best. Um, Everybody sees Charles Durning as a happy-go-lucky guy. Most of his roles they're always good-natured kind of guys, but he is not a nice guy in this one. It's a story about a young man who was murdered for a crime that he did not commit, and there's ulterior motives before that, and and he gets called back to find his own justice, and he does. So that's Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. It also had Larry Drake in it, who went on to star as Benny in L.A. Law, but more importantly, he starred as Durant in the Darkman movies. All right, number 12. This is the one documentary I had this year for 2021, and that was National Anthem Girl, which featured Janine Stangus, who, on her own pocket, uh, she toured the United States singing the Star Spangled Banner before different events. Her goal was to sing the song in every state before before the bicentennial. Did I freeze? I did. Oh boy. All right. All right. Hold on. That sucks. Okay. Oh no. Okay. All right. I thought it froze on my end here. Okay. Denise Dingus did this out of her own pocket. She paid for her trip. She also raised awareness to veterans. She would make sure that everywhere she went to sing this national anthem at, she would set up a table, and you could sign your name and send gift packages or cards to active duty soldiers or veterans that were hospitalized and didn't have anybody. So, and she tells the story in her own words, and she videotaped a lot of her journey, and then she tells it. It's a real simple made out movie, simple format, but it's very emotional, and God bless her for doing it. She made every single state, um, and she sang anywhere between 50,000 people at a football pro football game to singing in an office of a radio station inside of like a North Dakota, where there wasn't anywhere where she could sing in front of it, but she sang it live inside of her little radio station. This movie was put out by Kelly and Jefferson Moore from Kelly's Filmworks, and I've covered a lot of their films before, and it was good to see them do a nice documentary. It's really well done, and I hope it's something they do more of in the future. Okay. Uh, wow. I think I totally forgot this in my other list. Number 11, My Sassy Girl. My Sassy Girl was really quite unexpected for me. I got this for $1 at the Family Video. I did not know what to expect from this. I just know that it had a really cute cast to it. I really, I had Jesse Bradford in it, and I'm a fan of his, and it has Elijah Cutbirth in it, and I thought it was really well done. Um, it's a bittersweet movie, and about a young man from the Midwest who um, he has his whole life planned out for him, but he is suddenly thrust into a life that he had no idea that he needed. And yeah, it's a beautiful film. It was a remake of a South Korean film. They remade it off a South Korean film, but they remade it and they put an American cast to it. And it's a heartbreaker of a film. It's a bittersweet film. It does end on a happy note, so that's good. But it's one that will stay with you for a while. And Eliza Cuthbert can really do comedy. It's a shame. You might remember Elisha doing. Uh, uh, let's see, what was she doing? She did the Wax House of Wax. She did that with Chad Michael Murray. But she has a really nice comedic touch to her too, and she did Happy Endings, and she did The Ranch, and she has a real light touch. A lot of people might remember her from 24. She played Kiefer Sutherland's daughter in the first season, but she's more of a comedian, and she's really good at it, and she makes a nice leading lady too. So this movie came out in 2008, but it's one that I would recommend looking up. All right, number 10. Another made-for-TV movie. I got a multi-pack mania. No, that would be Mandy Moore, Josh. Mandy Moore did A Walk to Remember with Shane West. Yep. Um, uh, I did a multi-pack. I got a multi-pack, and in it had some movies, some Spencer movies. And one of the other movies they had were two movies from Ed McBain's 87th Precinct. And so I just put it on because I didn't know what to expect from it. It's just like a TV movie, cop movie. I didn't expect anything from it at all. Wow, was I blown away. That was a hell of a movie. The movie's called the 87th Precinct Lightning, and it's about the serial killer who's going around killing women athletes who are world class runners. And this killer is tracking them down and killing them while they're in training. This movie had a lot of star power as well to it. It had Randy Quaid was in it. Oh, he was excellent. Boy, it just makes you really frustrated to see what happened to him in his career. Um, he played Steve Carella, the main police officer. He had Alex MacArthur. Um, he was in this movie as well. He played Carella's partner. Ving Rhames is in it. There's some other heavy hitters in this movie. I had to double check. To make sure this was made for a TV movie. This was not a theatrical release, but it was actually made for TV because it has so many stars in it. And I was like, I don't remember seeing any movie like this with that kind of heavy hitters. But well worth your time looking it up. Um, okay, number 9 is a movie I got from Hobbs. Hobbs is sitting in here. Um, hey Ben, how are you? Yes, The Girl Next Door. I have that. I have not watched that yet. I heard it's very cute. I watched her in Happy Endings though. Oh my gosh, she was so cute in that in Happy Endings. Her and Eliza Coupe. That's a really fun series. Ended way too soon too. Um, Number 9 for me is Clown Town. Hobbs gave me that movie, and actually I won that movie. I won the movie from the Spectacular 2020, but I did not watch this movie until last year. So I had no expectations going inside this at all. It was a no-name cast. I didn't know anything about it. I know Hobbs says he knew some of the people who did it. So I had no idea, no expectations in it. So I turned it on, and yeah, by the end, halfway through the movie, I was sitting on the edge of my seat. I was rooting and hollering. It was a fun ass movie. Um, cool movie. Was not expecting this at all. A group of two couples get waylaid. Uh, they get waylaid in a small town where there's a bunch of killers going around dressed up clowns, and they've done this many times before. They waylay strangers in their town, and then they chase them down and they kill them in horrific ways. And but these guys, they're not laying down for that. They're not your typical victims, and they fight back. And it's a dogfight. it's it's a fun watch. The victims, or so-called victims, I don't know who you call the victims in this, quite honestly, because the clowns got their ass kicked. And It's a fun movie. It's not what you normally would expect to see in a clown horror movie, but this was a pleasant surprise, and I really liked it quite a bit. So Clown Town is definitely a secret gem. Um, yep, Hobbs makes the list twice. Well, don't worry, there's more coming. So number 8, it's a Wild Eye movie. It's Cat Sick Blues. Cat Sick Blues makes my list for the best of 2021. Yeah, I like this movie. Cat Sick Blues is a trip of a movie. It's Australian horror. This is once again proves without a shadow of a doubt that we are sleeping on Italian horror, Australian horror films. They can make films down there. They can make some really good films. Um, this is a really twisted movie. This is my first raw and extreme title that I reviewed from Wild Eye, and I really did enjoy it. It is violent, and yes, there's some cats that do get killed in it, which makes it easier for root for the bad guy, in a way. Um, yeah, this is not for the light of heart. This is raw and extreme for a reason, but it has a story to tell. It's not it's violent, and it has some on point with the gore, but it's not gratuitous, and it's not torture. And you do wonder why some of the kills happen, but they're not. They fit the story. Um, I like this. I like this quite a bit. I thought the ending was really interesting. It had a bit of a sci-fi ending to it, actually. To the way I looked at it, it's a little bit like, okay, how did that happen? And that's a little bit weird, and it had a little bit of a sci-fi vibe to it at the end, which I sort of liked as well. So Catholic Blues, number 7, uh, would be Chocolate, Strawberry, and Vanilla. That would be my number 7 film that I watched. I really enjoyed this quite a bit. Um, oh, meow to you too, loves. Um, Chocolate, Strawberry, Vanilla is a really interesting film, also from Australia. And while this movie starts off really lighthearted, and it does, it sort of comes off as a little bit lighthearted. You're not really knowing what you're expecting to see. There's one scene where there's the guy loses his cat again. I don't know what it is with Australians killing cats, but I don't know. That's probably why they're the land down under. Maybe Craig can explain that to us. But whereas it's initially sort of played for laughs at first, a little bit comedic at first. As the movie goes on and gets deeper into the movie, the dynamic changes and it goes into slowly into a psychological horror film. And what we're seeing basically a young man slowly being driven and being driven mad by his own hand because he can't seem to get out of his own way, and also because he doesn't know how to get out of his own way. And so at the end of the movie, he is in a desperate strait, and the movie ends on a really dark note. It's not a comedy, even though, like I said, even though the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes of it sort of plays like one, it's not a horror comedy at all. It's really subtle and how it goes from fun to not. It's one of the better films I watched last year for sure, and one of the best films that Wild Eye has put out. And this is the thing about Wild Eye: they may put out some turkeys, and they do, but it's movies like Catholic Blues and Chocolate, Strawberry, and Vanilla that will keep you coming back to it for more, because they put out some seriously good films. All right, number 6. Number 6 is The Dark and the Wicked. The Dark and the Wicked. Yeah, I'm actually looking back at this. I'm it's sort of interesting that this did not get up a little bit higher for me, because I knew when I watched it. I knew when I watched it. I knew it was going to be it's going to make my top list. Oh, thank you, Casey, for stopping by. Um, so, The Dark and the Wicked is a very interesting film. About a family that the father, the patriarch of the family, who's played by Xander Berkeley, he's dying. The mom is still on the ranch, and the son and the daughter come to the ranch to help out as their dad getting ready to die, though they weren't really asked to. They weren't asked to come. The mom didn't want them there. The dad's comatose. They didn't really want them there, but they are there. And slowly but surely, things get slow. It's a slow burn film, but things go sideways, and you don't know why. You don't know, and that's the beauty of The Dark of the Wicked, is you land in the middle of the story. You don't know why this is happening for the father. You don't know why this is happening to the mother, and you don't know, and you don't know. They don't explain it to you. There's no explanation. It's like something happened. The mother did something, but you're not sure what she did. You have an idea, but it's never expressed. And the mother, the son, and the daughter are slowly but surely, they start seeing things, hearing things, experiencing things, and the mother wants them to leave, and she tells them over and over to leave, and they do, but maybe not as fast as they should have. The acting in this was really on point, and it features a nice little cameo by one of my favorite rising stars, Ella Valentine, and she's really good in this, real good, creepy as hell. Good job, Ella. Because I mean, when I saw her character, I was like, "Oh wow, this is cool." And then all of a sudden, she's not what she seems to be, and it was like, "Holy shit!" Um, Oh, thank you, thank you. We were just talking about Australian horror films. I'm doing my top 15 list, and some Australian horror made it, and you guys make some really good movies down there. The Australian film industry is strong, strong, strong. Number five. My number five film this year that I watched was one I actually watched with Casey, and that would be The Witch, an A24 film. Um, Whereas I did not like Hereditary at all. I really did like The Witch. I liked The Witch a lot. Um, I thought the atmosphere was perfect. I thought the acting was on point. Was, good suspense. It was creepy. Had some comic relief in it, and Black Phillip. Black Phillip was the star of the show. He's even though he's supposed to be we see him do something dastardly in the movie. We're not really buying it too much. He's like, okay, yeah, Black Phillip, he's getting framed here. But it's a really dark film, really well made. Robert Eggers is now. I'm really looking forward to his new movie coming out called The Northman. That's coming out on Focus, which is being released by Fox Focus, which is basically Disney. He's releasing the Northman, and that looks like it's going to be awesome. Um, it's like the 14th Warrior. There was 13, but you guys didn't know there's actually a 14th. Um, so it's a Viking adventure that's coming up in the middle of the year. It's gonna be awesome. Looking forward to seeing that. But The Witch is very out there, driven by atmosphere. There's not a lot of gore to it or anything like that. It's just tremendously suspenseful, um, very intense. So, so one A24 made my bad list. One A24 made my good list. Uh, so for my fourth film, um, for my fourth favorite film of 2015 or 2021 is The Human Centipede. That's right, I said The Human Centipede. I'm not going to sit there and say this is like a movie that I can recommend people to watch. In fact, I probably would not for most of the people I know in my life, and I would tell them this. As far as acting goes and atmosphere and plot, yeah, it's a really strong movie. But I don't think most of the people I know personally could handle watching a movie like this. It's very disgusting. It's a brutal film to watch. You have to have a strong stomach to watch it, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's a beautifully made film. And the doctor who plays Dr. Leiter, Dr. Leiter is a extremely memorable character. It's only because it's the human centipede and not the Silence of the Lambs, which is why we talk about Hannibal Lecter and not Dr. Leiter, because Dr. Leiter is all over that. He's scary. He's genuinely a scary dude. Um, yep, the P made it up to number four. The number three movie that I watched this year, and I also got this from Hobbs, and that is Triggered. Triggered is my number three film of the year. Absolutely love Triggered. It's a horror comedy film. That's a lot of fun. Stars the rising star Meredith Muller. It's written and directed by Chris Smith, and also starred Amanda Weiss from Nightmare on Elm Street. And really enjoyed this film at all. All aspects of it. It was a lot of fun. Meredith Muller, like I said, is a star on the rise. She is really strong here. She is definitely the girl you love to hate, but she is very effective. She is what happens when social justice goes to the extreme. Um, it's a lot of fun. There's some nice homages to Scream on there, um, which is sort of interesting that we're talking about that because Scream's coming out in 2 weeks. But there's definitely a love affair to Scream there by writer director Christopher Moore. Um, uh, yeah, this is a movie that I definitely would recommend if you're into good horror film. If you like Scream, If you're into movies like Scream, those types, I would definitely recommend Trigger in your collection. It's a must-have. Number two, which really caught me by surprise because I did really think The Dark and the Wicked would probably land up here, but this ended up being my number two film, and that was The Devil's Candy. This movie was picked by Ben from Cadaver Club for the IFC Midnight Nights. This is a very disturbing movie, but it's a really good movie as well. Um, it is not an easy watch. Again, a lot of my movies this year are not easy watches, but they're good movies, and they have a lot to say. And I definitely will recommend The Devil's Candy, about a young family who moves into a house that is driving the previous owners crazy, um, and to do hideous things. And the one family, the previous homeowner, he's forced out, but he wants to come back to the house. The new family comes in, and the father's being slowly driven insane, very much like the other owner, and it's their journey. And the thing is, though, we don't really entirely know why it's happening. But it's all right though. You don't always need to know. Sometimes just the journey is what it takes. Um, this was excellently acted and directed, and definitely highly recommended. The Devil's Candy is definitely this is definitely one of the IFC Midnight's strongest releases. This one will keep you up. This will keep you up. This is not an easy movie to you're not going to just forget about it. All right, and my number one film of 2021, and I sort of knew it when I saw it. It was probably going to be my number one film all the way through, even though I saw it in February. I knew it was going to probably be my number one film, and it turned out to be my number one film, and that is Getting Grace. Um, yeah, this is a subject that's really, really hard to talk about. Both for my own personal experience, and but also if you're a parent that has had a kid with a chronic illness or an advanced illness. This is a film that beautifully treats a young teenager's approaching death with grace and dignity and class and humor. Um, it's well done. It's the best movie I've seen in the last 10 years that about any illness. I'm very sensitive to those things. Um, but I really like this movie a lot. I thought it treated it perfectly right. It didn't throw out Hollywood aspect, didn't Hollywood it up. It wasn't over dramatic. It wasn't all gooey and mopey and all that other stuff, or was it like, okay, we're gonna overcome this and rah 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 and all that. It was just a really simple story of a young lady who's dying, who loves her mom and who knows her mom's going to be in really bad trouble without her, and so she's worked really hard to help her mom adjust, get ready for this. Her mom's on the edge of becoming an alcoholic, and she's desperately trying to put her mom back on the right track. She also ends up helping. She also helps up the caretaker at the funeral home recover his faith. And it's a great movie. It's one that I highly recommend. You'll need Kleenex for it. Yeah, you'll need some Kleenex for it because it will tug on your heartstrings. But it's a good movie. Um, yeah, that's Getting Grace. It's an independent film. You might be able to find it through. Secondary markets like eBay or Amazon. Highly recommend. So those are the top 15 movies that me and the Cheetah we saw this year. Um, we like I said, we didn't watch a whole lot. We only watched 120 films. Um, no, you can't watch that one now, Josh. No, you can't watch that one. That's something that's going to happen to you too, my friend. That will be after after you've gone through what you have, yeah, movies like that will be very hard to watch, and there's no reason why you need to watch them right now. Um, yeah, um, yeah, there's no rush. Um, but that's the 15 movies that me and the Paladin watched 120. Oh, I will give out one bonus. I did watch one short film that I'll mention. I watched Pony, which is a 25-minute short film that was directed by Candice Carella, who I interviewed for 8 Questions with. That movie got released from festival service, and it's on Amuletto. I will find that for you. I'll put that in the description box. Highly recommended. I'll be reviewing it shortly as well. Some honorable mentions. Yeah, I have some honorable mentions. I could definitely do. For sure. Uh, I actually saw more good films this year than I did bad films last year. I was really surprised at that. I mean, there are some bad movies I saw this year, but I saw a lot of good movies, which I'm pretty happy about. All right. Okay. Obviously, some of these movies I've seen before, but I mean, there's some I didn't. Um, I saw Master Z, which was a story about Ip Man over the Legacy of Ip Man. I saw Master Z with Max Zhang. I thought, as far as action and adventure goes, I thought that was really good. Um, Cold Skin, I really liked Cold Skin quite a bit too. Actually, that probably would have been if I did a top 20 list, that probably would have been number 16 on my list right there. I found that at the library, at the Dollar Tree, and it's a sensational film. It's beautiful, actually. Really enjoyed that, and I like Xavier Gens. He knows how to make a movie. Let's see, what else did I watch that I really liked? The Sightseers, the Sightseers. That probably will be end up making up the. I'll probably be being seen soon on the IFC Midnight Nights. That's one I've been saving. Um, maybe maybe not this round, but the next round I'll pick Sightseers. That was a lot of fun too. Um, as far as that goes, uh, let's see. I thought the Filipino superhero movie called Valentine was really strong too. Uh, I like that quite a bit. Yeah, Master Z is badass. It definitely is. Yeah, yeah, definitely is. I thought it was a very cool film. Valentine, I thought that was a fun not in Filipino, but Indonesia, Malaysian superhero film. I thought they did a really nice job with it. I really liked that quite a bit. Let's see, what else did I see that I really liked this year? Um, as far as horror films go, I did see Panzer Chocolate. I thought that was interesting. Had some good ideas on it. Um, let's see, what else did I see that I sort of liked a lot? Uh, let's see. Uh, I did see one science fiction movie that I made for science. This year or last year. Might have been last year. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, they're interrupting my phone service. So I'll just talk here through here. I saw. Yeah. Oh, another movie that there's another. I saw a couple of Hallmark movies that I thought were really good or whatnot. Um, so yeah, yeah, I don't know what happened last year. I guess I just wasn't. I don't know. It's funny. It's funny that I did it's funny that I did a horror channel, a movie channel, and I didn't watch a whole lot of it. All right. I know I'm buffering there because I know I'm buffering right there because they cut out my phone service. My opinion on Titanic 2. Yeah, I think that one's gonna sink at the box office. Yeah, I don't see a happy ending for that. Actually, they did make a movie. I want to say The Asylum made it. Actually, The Asylum actually did make a Titanic 2 movie. So that is definitely a movie that has been made. So I got off to a good start with Dollar Tree. So I got two movies up. My newest one just dropped right now, and that was the Librarian, the Quest for the Spear. That dropped today. I got two more coming up. I'm putting my last one of the month up soon here. I think you'll like the last movie I'm pre-recording for Dollar Tree Theater. Of course I would, right? Once you see it, you'll laugh and go like, "Of course he did." Looks like I'm gonna have to my phone. Like I said, my phone is they do this every night around this time. They go ahead and they cut my service and for I don't know why, but they cut my service for a few minutes every night. So that's the reason why the chat is where it's at now. You still can hear me you can still hear me, but I'm buffering there. Actually, there's a lot of people doing it now, Josh. I know that. How many people are there? There's you, me, Jennifer, Bones, Katie. I think Undead Michael's doing it. Uh, who else is doing Dollar Tree Theater? I think. Oh no, not Karen. Um, there's some other people out there doing it. Hey Seth, how are you, sir? I'm just cutting my top 15 films of the year. So I put that down on my I put that down on my let's see if that I put that down on my for a video, and then I found out that it got cut into two. All right, oh, I'm back. All right, all right. Oh, I finished it. I finished the top 15. Uh, the number one movie that I watched this year was a movie called Getting Grace. Getting Grace. That was my number one film. That's right. That's right. Charles and Haas. Haas is doing it as well. I got to go over and see what he. I got to go over to see what Haas did. For sure. Wow, look at that, Hobbs. We got a lot of people doing it. That's awesome. You got 8 people doing this. That's amazing. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so let me get off this bad puppy and put this to bed. I got to go over there and take off that other video, and I got to go ahead and take that other one out because Otherwise, people will be watching it and it'll be cutting off at number 5. So, thanks, you guys. I didn't mean to do this. I just wanted to do this really quick to get up there and do this, so I didn't have to shoot another video. And yeah, all right. I will hopefully see some of you tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Bones, Mr. Bones, I definitely hope I'm seeing you, young man. Hey, Ragman, how are you, sir? Oh, did you really? Thank you so much. Let me know what you think of it. I love to hear what you think about that. I really would. I really like to see what the yeah, I want to see, I thought it was top dog. I thought it was top notch. Definitely. Oh, did someone have a question? Okay. Tomorrow night we'll be here at 8 o'clock. Me and Mr. Bones will be here at 8 o'clock for our interview with actor Mike Ferguson. He's coming back to visit us. He's got a brand new movie coming out called The Amityville Uprising that's coming out on Lionsgate on January 11th. But he'll be here with us on tomorrow night to talk about the film and what he's been up to since last time we talked to, which is quite a lot actually. So we'll catch up to Mike Ferguson and see what he's doing. And then on Wednesday, Anthony from Fever Dreamland Theater will be here with us. We'll be talking about anthology films. We'll be talking about anthologies altogether, including The Twilight Zone and The Outer Limits. And then on the 6th of January, we'll be talking to actress Eileen Huntington, the cult classic Shark Exorcist. Shark Exorcist will be here. And yeah, and I'm waiting to hear back. Me and the Cheetah might be heading over to Norway for the first time to talk to a Norwegian filmmaker named Kjell Hammerera. Oh, I can't pronounce his last name. It's Norwegian, and he has made a film called Entombed, and we'll be talking to him hopefully on the 18th of January. Oh, you must be talking about. Are you talking about Jack Frost? I know there's two Jack Frost cues. There, loves. There's one. There's one that's a comedy with Michael Keaton, and then there's a horror film one. And I think the horror film one has 3, and I think the movie with Michael Keaton had 2. Though I don't think he did the second one. Yeah, they're both called Jack Frost. Hi, how are you? Roy and Becky, how are you? I was just doing my top 15 list. Oh, Titanic 2. Oh, okay. Titanic 2, yes. I want to say that the Asylum made that. Let me look it up. I still got the movie database on here. I'll take a look at it. But yeah, I think that's a mockumentary that the that the Asylum did. Yeah, here it is. Yeah. Let me drop it down. Let me drop it down in the chat. You guys can take a look at it. So here it is, Titanic 2. It's an Asylum movie. Days of Thunder is number 1 through 15th. That might be a good topic for us to talk about, actually. The top 15 racing movies. There's been some great racing movies out there. Grand Prix with James Garner was out there. Um, wow. Driven with Sylvester Stallone. Um, there's some fun ones. what was it? Talladega Nights. Let's see who else. Yeah, Days of Thunder and whatnot. That's yeah. I'll have to do that. All right, kids. Let me vent out of here. Oh yes, Grease. You're right. Yeah, Grease Lightning. Oh yeah, that's right, Grease Lightning. I think that's that was one. Yeah, that would be a great topic because I'm trying to think of all the racing ones. On any given Sunday, there was a motorcycle one. Um, man, that was like I think that was a autobiography or a documentary. Hmm. Okay. God, I didn't expect this to happen. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow night for sure. All right, man. Thank you guys all for coming. I really appreciate it, and we'll talk at you soon. Peace. Oh yes, Herbie the Love Bug. Yep, I got the I got yeah, I got Herbie Fully Loaded. Herbie Runs Again. Why do I have those? Don't ask me, Disney. All right, great night. It's funny.